Chronicles of Priceless Antiques of the Bronze Era of the Phoenix Empires of China. Episode 1. The Treasures of Xia. Part 1. 5 Antiques, 5 Relics, 5 Mysteries, and 5 Testimonies of Fire. What is a kingdom? Is it its rivers, its walls, its warriors? Or is it something deeper? Something carved in silence, poured in fire, and left behind to whisper across the ages? A kingdom is never only flesh and stone. It is the memory of its treasures. And treasures, treasures are more than objects. They are the echo of a people's soul, the testimony of what they feared, what they adored, what they believed could last forever. So let us return, not to the empires you know, not to Qin with its armies of terracotta, nor to Han with its silk and scholars, but farther back, to the first shadow of empire, to the Phoenix Kingdom of Xia, where bronze was not mere metal, but mystery incarnate. Each relic we will behold tonight is no simple vessel or weapon. It is a question, a riddle, a promise, and a curse. And as we unveil them, one by one, you will not only see their faces in fire-lit bronze, you will feel their breath, their warning, their weight upon the destiny of a people. But beware, for even as the bronzes dazzled Xia with glory, they carried within them the whisper of ruin. The Xia, first among dynasties, cradled between rivers, raised in floods, they called themselves sons of Yu the Great, the man who tamed the waters. But behind the myth of Yu lay artisans who bent fire and ore into wonders no eye before them had seen. The land was raw, villages scattered like seeds along the Yellow River. But Xia gathered them, forged them, and gave them meaning. They crowned their kings not with gold, but with bronze. They sanctified their altars not with words, but with vessels that gleamed like dragon scales. They buried their dead not with silence, but with statues whose hollow eyes seemed to gaze beyond the grave. This was their power. This was their pride. The Phoenix Kingdom rose, its wings shaped not of feathers, but of molten bronze. And so, we begin. Step with me into the shadows of Xia's sanctuaries, where 5 relics still whisper of their ancient fire. Relic 1, the vessel of rising flames. Before the people knew its name, they knew its presence. A great vessel, wide as a man's embrace, its belly carved with curling flames, its rim with the teeth of beasts. It was no bowl, no pot for cooking grain. This was the first of Xia's ritual bronzes. They filled it with wine, wine brewed bitter and thick, wine meant not for the lips of men, but for the mouths of gods. At night, the king would stand before it, the firelight painting his face. As priests poured the offering, the steam rose, scent of earth and spirit mingling, and the people believed, yes, they believed, that heaven itself bent low to drink. The vessel was power, for who but the king could command the gods to taste from his table? Who but Xia's ruler could hold a chalice so vast, so heavy, that even 10 men strained to lift it? But beneath its glory was a shadow, for the people whispered, if the gods ever turn their faces away, will the vessel stand empty? And if it stands empty, what of our kingdom? Relic 2, the dragon totem spear. Next came a weapon, yet not a weapon of war, a spear of bronze, its shaft inlaid with jade, its blade carved with dragons twisting in eternal combat. No soldier carried it, no hunter wielded it. It was lifted only in ceremony, when the king declared a new law, or when battle was foretold. The people bowed when they saw it, for they believed the dragons upon its blade were not mere carvings. They were alive, sleeping, waiting to stir when Xia called them. And so the spear was both oath and threat. It said, "We are chosen. Our king commands dragons. Defy him, and the sky itself will devour you. But one question gnawed at the edges. If dragons obeyed Xia, why did floods still rise? Why did hunger still stalk the villages? Why did children still vanish in storms? Their names lost before they were men? The spear did not answer. Its dragon slept, and silence can wound deeper than any blade. Relic 3. The Mask of Hollow Eyes. Then came a face, a mask hammered of bronze, its eyes vast and empty, its mouth frozen in a scream too silent to hear. Priests wore it in rituals, when the moon was hidden, and the air was heavy with incense. They said the mask was not a disguise, but a doorway. Through its hollow eyes, the ancestors gazed upon the living. Through its silent scream, the dead whispered counsel to the king. The people shuddered when they saw it. Was it protection, or was it warning? Even now, across centuries, to look upon its features is to feel unease, as though something watches from behind the bronze, something neither dead nor alive. The mask gave Xia majesty, but also fear, for if the ancestors spoke through it, what if one day they spoke words the king dared not hear? What if they condemned instead of blessed? The mask hung heavy in the sanctuaries, not only as treasure, but as threat. Relic 4. The Bronze Bell of Summoning. Once in Xia, a bell was forged that could shake the air like thunder. Its body swelled wide, its surface marked with swirling clouds and stars. When it was struck, the sound rolled like storm across the land. It summoned not only men, but spirits. It called soldiers to battle, farmers to harvest, priests to prayer. The bell was voice of the kingdom. When it rang, all obeyed. Its bronze tongue ruled more surely than armies, more fiercely than swords. Yet the bell was merciless. It rang not only for feasts, but for executions, not only for marriages, but for war. Each peal was fate made sound. Each strike was both blessing and doom. The people prayed the bell would never toll their names. But they knew, sooner or later, it would. Relic 5. The Axe of Kingship. Last among the 5 was a blade, broad and heavy, its edge sharp as winter wind. It was no soldier's weapon. It was symbol, the ceremonial axe of kingship. When a new ruler rose, he held it high before the people. When judgment fell, he laid it at the condemned man's feet. The axe was not law, it was law's embodiment. Without it, no king was king. With it, no subject was safe. The axe gleamed in the torchlight, a bronze sun in the grip of mortal hands. It promised order, it promised terror, and always, it reminded the people, a kingdom is built not on love, but on power. 5 relics, 5 faces of Xia's soul. The vessel that fed the gods, the spear of sleeping dragons, the mask of hollow eyes, the bell that shook the air, the axe that crowned kings. Together, they sang of majesty. Together, they told the people, we are eternal. But were they? Or were they only bronze? Mute cold, blind to destiny? For even as these treasures glorified Xia, there was another bronze, hidden deeper, darker, a relic not of glory, but of omen. What was it? What secret did it carry that would unravel a kingdom's pride and cast its throne into dust? The Phoenix Kingdom blazed in bronze, but every fire leaves ashes. And in part 2, we will descend to the relic that whispered of Xia's fall. A relic the Shang would seize. A relic that proved that no kingdom lasts forever, except the kingdom of Christ, the creator that was never created.